So the twins are currently sleeping, and my gosh, do babies make so many noises in their sleep. So you'll hear them. It's been 3.5 weeks, and this is what our kind of routine, loosely used, is currently looking like. So at the moment we are doing kind of 3-hourly blocks throughout the day where we do nappy change, we do feeding, and then we put down to sleep, and then whatever time is left is, you know, their rest time, and then it starts again 3 hours later. And that's all throughout the day. And then at night, now that the twins, we were doing 3 hours through the night as well, which was quite tough, but now that the twins have reached their birth weight and above, we've extended the nights out to 4-hour shifts. So they sleep a little bit longer through the night. They are now having kind of more like bigger bottles throughout the night, slightly less throughout the day, just to keep in line with how long they're sleeping for and to make sure that their growth carries on in the right direction. Our daughter has a appointment with a lactation consultant because we're querying maybe a tongue tie, not sure yet, but she has a few latching problems, and so her growth isn't as much as his. So we'll get back to that and see how that consult goes. So apart from the feeding, the nappies, and the sleeping, not much else really happens during the day and during the night. We're just living in that process really. So Damien is more of a night owl. He, with his ADHD, it kind of works well for him to be up at night, and I get really sleepy. So he will stay up and do like a midnight feed. And then I will go to bed at like 10, and then I will get up and I will do like a 4 o'clock in the morning round, and then I'll carry on and do like the 8 o'clock round and carry on into the day. Sometimes with both babies, tandem wake up at the same time, tandem scream, we both get on board, and whatever we're supposed to be doing, whether we're supposed to be sleeping or, you know, we're up, we help each other out, because that can be chaos and it can be very overstimulating when you're trying to change a nappy and you've got 2 babies screaming at you, one kicking at you. I've been weed on so many times already. It's crazy. Fountains just everywhere, boy, girl fountains. Babies, specifically our daughter, is quite a contact napper. So she likes to be on you, and we are all about that. Like, if they want to be picked up, they will be picked up and they will be comforted. And yeah, so you get less done, but the important thing is your baby is comforted, and I'm okay with that. So Damien will go to work. Most days he will kind of do a morning at the gym and an evening at the gym, and he will have a break in the middle of the day to come home to us. And then a couple of days he does full days where he's away for the whole day. So we're quite lucky in one way that we're both self-employed, where he can come home if he needs to, if he does have a gap, that kind of thing. He doesn't have to be there the whole time. And yeah, that's our kind of day schedule and how that runs. And then in the evening, it's all hands on deck. So it's been just over 3 weeks as twin parents, and we have learnt a lot in this time. I'm going to take you through our most used and loved products that have worked well for our twins, what we use every day. So if you are shopping for your future twins, this should help you out. Sleep sacks. These are from Love to Dream. These are a definite yes. Another thing to do with sleep is a white noise machine. So this is the Yoga Sleep. We've actually have 2 of these, one in their bedroom, one either for downstairs, in the pram, whatever you want to do with it. At first I thought maybe these were like a bit of a gimmick, but when I saw it like really help put the babies to sleep, I was so impressed. I did end up putting it way too close to them, and you should read the instructions, make sure you're not deafening your children, but yeah, it works and I would highly recommend. So another thing that is used all the time since I got home from the hospital is the Babka breast pump, hands-free. And I'm just putting it into the bag now. This is really good. Obviously, having your hands free. The one at the hospital, I was attached to the wall and attached to the machine. And this allows me to get other bits and pieces done, walk around the hands free, just chuck it in the bra. Maybe a controversial one, but dummies. We're all for it. We have 2 kids, and sometimes you need to put a pause on the crying. Both our kids love their dummies. These are the Nook ones with the little, you can see how it goes up there. That's what we were recommended from our antenatal class. And yeah, and you want them everywhere. You want them in their cots, downstairs, upstairs. You want to be able to grab a dummy at any point and give it to them. We also have our camera, so we can keep an eye on them when we are downstairs and they are sleeping upstairs. We bought the one for twins, which has 2 cameras. However, because they're sharing a cot at the moment, we've only set up 1 camera. And yeah, we'll set up the 2nd camera when we need it. Oh, if you're mixed feeding, if you're using bottles, you're going to want as many bottles to do your overnight feeds as possible. So don't start with 2 bottles like we did and then get 2 more and then get 2 more, because we go through 6 bottles overnight, and you don't want to be getting up in the middle of the night washing bottles or filling bottles. You want them in the fridge, already prepped, ready to go. You just grab, and then you just deal with them all to clean them and sterilize them in the morning. So yeah, at least 6 bottles. That's what we have. Depends how often you're feeding during the night. Our babies were a little bit on the lower weight side, needed some regular feeding. So we've been going through 6 bottles. We are sterilizing a lot. We use a lot of bottles. We do mixed feeding. So we have this sterilizer. This is actually the Baby Brezza. It does wash, dry, and sterilize. I can fit like 4 bottles in here, or bottles and breast pump parts. It does use a lot of water. I think it's like 2 liters of water each time. And I think it's like 88 minutes for the full like wash, dry, and sterilize. However, this product is on the pricier side, and I do have another good alternative. So we also use these microwave sterilizer bags, and you just I can fit like 2 bottles in here, put it in the microwave for like 90 seconds, and it sterilizes it for you. You do have to wash everything first. Obviously, it doesn't dry it like this big machine does here, but for quick, like efficient sterilizing, these are really good as well. And you just mark off how many times you've used the bag, and they can each be used 20 times, and you can buy them in packs. So we use both of these items. But yeah, if you're using like less bottles or that kind of thing, then these bags would be probably enough for you. If you're going through 1 million bottles like us, then this could be a good purchase. And on the subject of bottles, we have the Tommy Tippy bottle warmer. It only fits 1 bottle in it, but this is great when you grab the bottle out of the fridge in the middle of the night, you chuck it in, you push the button, you can choose whether it's been in the fridge, if it's a pouch, if it's room temperature, all the different things, and you can save your setting. But this is great. You put the bottle in, go do a nappy change, 4 minutes or so, it's ready. You just take it out, and it's the perfect temperature. Rather than having to fill a bowl with warm water and try and get your bottles to temperature while your kid is screaming at you, just make it easy, something like this. Another honorable mention is the zip sleep suits. makes nappy changing in the middle of the night way easier when you can just unzip halfway up, keep them warm at the top, change the nappy. They will scream at you. That's what my kids do, but these are great. If you live in a 2-story house, I'm going to recommend you have nappy changing stations upstairs and downstairs. Upstairs, we have the full setup here. It's a really good height, so you don't have to bend over too far and hurt your back, especially if you're a taller person like my husband. Otherwise, downstairs we have just a travel mat we chuck on the couch, and we can do some nappy changes down there as well. We have obviously an upstairs cot as well as our downstairs Moses baskets. You can see more sleep sacks there. So yeah, definitely up and down stations. So recovery wise, just having a moment to have my coffee. The night sweats are crazy, like sleeping on a towel kind of night sweats. And I feel like when I sweat like that, I stink like vinegar or something. So gross. So showering a lot. Recovery wise, my C-section's been pretty good. The stitches are dissolved. Still a little bit tender around, not on the actual incision, just above the incision. Have a bit of a C-section shelf, which is quite normal. Hopefully that kind of goes over time with a bit of massage and, you know, exercise and all that kind of stuff. We'll see how we go. I think my recovery's been really good. Definitely there was a hormonal crash, but I actually didn't feel it that bad. And I didn't feel it in the way of like, oh my God, I hate my life, what have I done? I actually felt it in a way of like overwhelming, like love. And the most, I think I had like 2, maybe 3 postpartum cries. After that first week, Damien came in to me sitting in the baby room, feeding one of them in the rocking chair, just crying. And he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "They're just so perfect and small, and I just don't want them to get any bigger. I don't want them to get any older." And I was upset about that. And then like the thoughts just keep going in your mind. You're like, why am I thinking these things? But then I was thinking, my God, if something happens to me, if I die, they're not going to have me as their mum. No one's going to love them like I love them. It actually makes me a little bit like emotional, even thinking about it now. Oh, but yeah, so that's really all I've had. And then I think I had maybe like one I'm really tired and in pain cry pretty early on. And apart from that, I've been good. Like just the weight of like the babies, the 2 placentas, all the fluids, 10 kgs goes just in 1 week, because everything like that, that's where all the weight comes from. I'm back at my pre-baby weight, obviously with a very different body composition, and that's fine by me for now. Not trying to rush anything. Started doing a couple of little workouts, been on a few little walks. The weather in Auckland is super shit and it's supposed to be like this for the whole week, but I can drive at the end of the week, so that'll be nice. Get to go out, maybe to a park, maybe to a beach, maybe to a cafe. Who knows? The world will be my oyster.
Come on, Griffin.
How are we doing?
I am so proud of Little Miss Elwood. The experience was amazing. I'm really happy I got to be a part of it and learn something cool today. I think it put some things into perspective.
Nothing kind of feels organized till after about 11 o'clock in this house. Just after getting the nappy changes, the feeds, getting them down to sleep, cleaning the millions of bottles from overnight, resetting them before their next feed, the breast pump parts, trying to clear the kitchen, clear the nappy stations if we use that downstairs, just tidy up. So guests, I always put after 11 at the earliest. Otherwise, I just feel really frazzled. We're having guests over today, so I'm just trying to get everything done. I haven't showered today. That'll have to be later. Easier when there's 2 of you at home, but Damien's at work. We didn't have, I think I already went over this, guests for the first couple of weeks apart from family. Not at the hospital, and then at home we just, we had our family, our immediate families over. We don't have extended family in New Zealand, me or Damien. So that, we didn't have all those people, but once you open it up to friends, it goes crazy. Like, we asked anyone who wanted to visit in the first 6 weeks, our close friends, to basically have had their whooping cough vaccinations, because that is quite rampant at the moment. But once you open it up to people, I have to have like a social calendar. So in my phone, I've got who's visiting each day, because there's like, I think it was like 5 out of 7 days I had visitors, whether it's family or family and friends, and everyone's so amazing at like bringing like food and coffee and lasagnas, and so grateful. But it is quite exhausting as an introvert to be that social when you're also sleep deprived and, trying to maintain a bit of a household and that kind of thing. So yeah, I would just be like, if you're unsure or if you feel like you get overwhelmed by visitors or socializing, to just make sure you don't open it up until you're really ready for it to go crazy. And then even then I kind of like try and put in a few limitations, but we do want all our friends to see them. I think I've got another busy week or 2 of social visitors, and then it should peter off a little bit, as it does. And then also it will be nice, I can get out and meet people in other places as well and not feel like I have to maintain a little bit of a tidy house at the same time, which I know is silly because it's like your friends and family, but that's just my vibe. Like, I don't want people over when it's like shitstorm chaos in the house, which it generally is in the morning. But do you want to talk about how things are going for you being a new twin dad and managing the business, like the work side of things, how that's going?
Yeah, so I love being a dad. It's been really interesting. I've never been one that's good with time management. I think part of that's like the time blindness from ADHD. So being put on this like really strict schedule of these like 3-hour feed, change, eat cycles has been pretty interesting, but also like I'm more productive than I thought I would be. And I think it's because there's like a looming deadline constantly. So little things that need to get done for the business, I'm like, well, I have an hour to do something before someone has to be fed. I seem to be able to lock that in. And it's like, so the structure, while I fight it, has actually been quite good. The lack of sleep, like it sucks, but there is something to it about being able to just like know that it's not going to get better. I feel normally like when you don't have enough sleep, you're constantly thinking, I just have to get to tonight and then I'll get a full night's sleep. But when that's not coming, it's easier to accept your current reality. And that has been how it's felt, right? Because it's like, I've got morning clients and stuff, so sometimes I have to be at work really early. The gym side of things, spent a lot of time during Sophie's pregnancy, putting things in place to make sure that I wasn't trying to build the business while we were in the newborn phase. So everything's running really well, and I'm really happy that ticked over. My client base itself are all people that gel with me really nice. So they give me a lot of space to essentially be at like 50, 80% capacity of my brain without any judgment, which is nice. And that's part of like being my own boss and surrounding ourselves with people that align with us, right? Like, I don't have to be fake, and therefore I can be like fun tired, because I get to admit that I'm tired, right? Rather than in a normal job where you'd be like, oh no, I'm fine, I'm functioning. However, like, one of the challenges for me has definitely been like, I've been going into the gym in the morning, doing morning clients, coming home, and then going back in the evening to do evening clients. And because of that split in the workday, by the end of the week, I feel like I've worked like 2 weeks, because it's like there's 2 work days happening, and it's not exactly a relaxing period between those 2 work days.
And then definitely trying to keep work off the weekend as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 100%. Like, I've just got a blanket, no work thing. But all in all, I think part of the nature of the business we have, everyone's quite supportive anyway, and everyone's quite excited. And I've been a coach for long enough that, like, I've always been able to do this with my eyes closed. Like, training people, I mean, like, it's not physically demanding for me to coach people. It's very second nature, but that just comes with experience. But that's all I'm doing at the moment. I'm just coaching. I haven't really done anything to build the business, and I don't think I'll do anything substantial to build the business.
You're also handling all like new memberships. We've had a lot of new memberships come in, and you're handling the app, and you're handling the group training on the app, and also you're doing personalized plans. So
I'm doing a lot, right?
Let's not undersell what you're actually doing there.
I'm definitely like coaching 20-ish hours a week, then handling consultations, and then I've got an online coaching group that I have through our app, and then the app itself, and then we've got online clients as well. Like, I've got a powerlifter and bits and pieces that I have to look after. But that's all, like, it's not generating what the next step forwards are for the business. We're very lucky that we have momentum going into this. So the business is still growing.
Yeah.
I'm just not having to actively grow,
We're sitting in
been good.
Stability.
Which has been, fantastic.
Yeah.
It is a lot. And I'm sure we're coming up on week 4.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will wear down on me at some point. Like, not ever getting to rest. But, like, at the same time, I think it's very easy, especially with the situation we're in, to want to split the labor of, like, Sophie's looking after the babies, I'm looking after the business. But that would be something I would come to regret later.
Yeah.
Is not being here for these, like, right now, like feeding little Zeffie. So I just got to remind myself that it's like this will pass, and enjoy it. So this is like a privilege to be able to look after children, and it's a privilege to even own a business that gives me the flexibility to make these decisions to come home, look after them, shift things around. So that's,
we've got some flexibility.
Pretty much all I want to say. That was a very tired, rambling ADHD way of putting all of that.
You're doing perfectly.
Thank you.
This is how we double baby wear. Zeph on the side. Need to move his head over a little bit more.
It's rare that I get.
So probably need to do this wrap a little bit
As a mom,
tighter next time. There's Nova on this side.
so why not go on a gorgeous, luxurious trip to Joshua Tree like Chloe?
The back could do with a bit of tidying up a little bit, but we got them both in there.
I'm not sure.
We're going to keep them in there till they
So I cover all my bases.
fall asleep.